हमारा टेस्ट. Exam tips for IELTS. Remember that the IELTS exam consists of 4 modules or subjects: listening, reading, writing and speaking. Listening module. I'm going to talk about the listening module. First we'll see the listening overview. Duration is 30 minutes. Sections 4. Questions around 40 questions in total. Text type. Usually social situation in sections 1 and 2 and academic or educational situation in section 3 and 4. Listening. Time given to read questions before listening. Each text is heard only once. Answers. Answers should be written on the question sheet initially. 10 minutes at the end of the test, you are provided for transferring answer to a separate answer sheet. Listening exam tips. You have time before each section to read questions. As the recording is played only once, use this time to think about possible answers and focus on the information you will need to extract from what you hear. Learn to recognize the phrases and changes in the pitch of a speaker's voice that indicates that the topic in conversation is changing. This will help you to know when to move to the next question. Even that means not answering the one before. Listen carefully for speakers changing their opinions or for other people correcting them. The answers may not be what you first hear. You are not always listening for the exact words used in a question. You must always make sense of what you hear. Then you may ask to listen to a text and then distinguish between different drawings, diagrams or maps. Before listening, make prediction from the information that you are given. This will help you to listen in a focused way. In some questions, you are required to give 2 answers. Look out these questions. You have to get both answers correct to receive the marks. If the task is summary completion, the words you need for the answers are on the recording. You must read the questions first so that you know what information is required. Remember not to use more than 3 words. 3 words. You may have to listen to a group of speakers and be asked to classify what each speaker says or what each group decides. In this type of question, it is important that you are able to distinguish facts from opinions. Answer all questions before the end of the exam. You do not lose points for a wrong answer. Speaking module. Duration is only 15 minutes. One-to-one interview. Part 3. Part 1. Introductory conversation 4 to 5 minutes. Part 2. Individual long turn 3 to 4 minutes in total. Includes 1 to 2 minutes monologue prompted by a topic card, 1 or 2 examiner's questions, and 1 minute for preparation. Part 3. Discussion. The examiners ask questions linked to the topic in Part 2. General tips for speaking exam tips. Become first familiar with the structure of the speaking test and the type of interaction that will take place in each part. Speak clearly, be positive, informative, and as interesting as possible when you answer. Give full answers so that the examiner is able to assess your level correctly. You are assessed on your fluency and coherence, so avoid giving long, complex answers that might lead to hesitation and or confusion. Answer the questions. Don't give any irrelevant information. Learn the language you might need to use the different parts of the test. Learn to talk confidentially and accurately about yourself. Your free time and interest your family work, studies, and where you come from. The introductory conversation is the most predictable part of the test and an opportunity to make a good first impression. You must always make a good first impression is most important. The individual long-term part 2, use the 1 minute. You have to prepare for the individual long-term well so that you are ready to speak when my 1 minute is up. Brief notes can help you to do this. Practice speaking on topic without hesitation for 2 minutes with a watch so that you are familiar with how this feels. There are normally 3 or 4 instructions on the topic card for the individual long term, so you have about 30 seconds to address each one. Reading module duration is only 60 minutes. Sections 3. Right? Questions around 40 questions in total. Text types, text or passages from newspapers, magazine or books, including university level textbooks. Text may contain charts, diagrams or tables. Answers must be written directly on the separate answer sheet. Now I will give you the general tips for reading exam. Remember to write your answers directly on the separate answer sheet. Read the complete questions or all paragraph headings before you read or skim. Read quickly the text. This will give you a reason for reading it. Start by reading the title of a text. It will give you an indication of what the text is about. Skim the text, its heading, and any graphed elements included so that you know how the text is organized and what the relationship between the text and the graphics is. And so you get a general idea of what the whole text is about. Pay particular attention to the first sentence and each paragraph in text, right? This is the topic sentence and often gives a short summary of what the paragraph is about. Leave difficult questions and return to them later. Answer all questions. You do not lose points for a wrong answer. Don't stop reading when you find a difficult word. Often the rest of the sentence or paragraph will contain the information that helps you to work out its meaning. When you meet a difficult word, use your knowledge of the word and the grammatical form of the word to help you reduce its meaning. Matching headings to paragraph. Cross off the headings as you use them. You have to cross off the headings as you use them. Remember to choose a heading that summarizes the complete text. Be careful with distractors heading you don't need to use. They often refer to information that is included in the paragraph, but they don't summarize the complete passage. Now, matching two sentences half. Remember, the beginning of the sentence are in the same order as the information in the text. Make sure the answers fit grammatically as well as in the terms of content. Completion task. Remember, the word limit for each can different 1, 2, 3 words. So that is 1, 2 or 3 words. So read the instructions carefully. It's important to decide on the type of words, adjective, noun, verb, etc. that go in a space. This will help you to eliminate distractors, words or information that at first seem to be the correct answer, but which are in fact incorrect. Read each complete sentence, paying special attention to the words before and after the space you must complete. Try to predict possible answers before you look back at the reading passage. Make sure your answer fits both grammatically and in terms of meaning. Multiple choice tasks, there is only one correct answer. The distractor's wrong answers can be information that is known to be true but isn't included in the text. Sometimes distractors include similar vocabulary to the vocabulary found in the original text. So don't choose an option for this reason alone. The correct option will express information included in the paragraph in different words, or it can be summary of information included in the complete paragraph. Writing module. Duration is only 60 minutes. Task 2. Task 1. Descriptive report. This involves the presentation of information found in a table or diagram in your own words. 20 minutes. Recommended 150 words minimum. Discursive essay 40 minutes. Recommended 250 words minimum. Register formal academic style. Answers must be written directly on the separate answer sheet. Writing exam tips like general tips, take time to read the questions very carefully and identify its key points. A question usually includes a topic and a question or questions concerning that topic. Make sure you understand the task completely before you start writing. Notice who the reader of your writing is. Now always you have to notice who the reader of your writing is. The reader will dictate exactly what style is appropriate, though your style should always be formal. Do not write less than minimum word requirement. Practice answering the 2 tasks in the time suggested before the exam. If you don't finish an answer, you will not have completed the task and will lose marks. Answer the questions. Don't give any relevant information. When you have completed the task, check your spellings, punctuation, choice of vocabulary, and grammar. Also check that your writing is clearly organized and that its ideas, its contents are clearly linked. Target your errors. Make a list of errors you often make. Study the list occasionally. Make sure you don't continue to make same errors. Then the task 1, descriptive report. You have little time for this answer, but the task type is predictable. So learn the specific language you need to present an interpretation of the information contained in a diagram or table. Make a quick plan. Make sure your essay has an introductory paragraph and that subsequent paragraphs have a clear function. No conclusion is needed. This is because your opinion and conclusions are not required. You're only required to present the information contained in the table or diagram. Task 2, discursive essays. Decide whether the question is an argument, expressing your opinion, or a discussion, giving a balanced description. Think of any evidence and or personal experience you will use to support to refute the argument or viewpoints referred to in your essay. Make sure your essay has an introductory paragraph, a middle section, and a summary paragraph. Want to be the first to know about new videos? Please hit the subscribe button now.